let's get this started. We're going to kick things off. The prelim start in the lightweight division. Tony Martin versus Philippe Oliveri. 155. And his opponent, Tony Martin. 155 for Mr. Martin. First fight of the night, ladies and gentlemen, Tony Martin and Philippe Oliveri. Next fight takes place in the featherweight division. Damon Jackson versus Levon Makashvili. 145. And his opponent, Damon Jackson. 145 for Mr. Jackson. Levon Makashvili versus Damon Jackson, ladies and gentlemen. The next fight takes place in the welterweight division. Matt Dwyer versus Randy Brown. 171 for Mr. Brown. And his opponent, Matt Dwyer. 169 for Mr. Dwyer. Randy Brown and Matt Dwyer, ladies and gentlemen. All those fights will be available on UFC Fight Pass. Next, we move to the prelims on FS1. We kick things off in the featherweight division. Alex Caceres versus Macio Fullen. 145 for Mr. Fullen. And his opponent, Alex Caceres. 145 for Bruce Leroy. Kicking things off on FS1, ladies and gentlemen, Alex Caceres and Macio Fullen. The next fight takes place in the welterweight division. George Sullivan versus Alexander Yakovlev. 171. And his opponent, George Sullivan. 171 for Mr. Sullivan. Alexander Yakovlev and George Sullivan, ladies and gentlemen. The next fight takes place in the flyweight division. Dustin Ortiz versus Wilson Hayes. 126 for Mr. Hayes. And his opponent, Dustin Ortiz. 125 for Mr. Ortiz. Outstanding flyweight fight, ladies and gentlemen. Dustin Ortiz and Wilson Hayes. The next fight takes place in the middleweight division. Rafael Natal versus Kevin Casey. 185 and a quarter for Mr. Casey. And his opponent, Rafael Natal. 185 for Mr. Natal. Kevin Casey and Rafael Natal, ladies and gentlemen. The next fight takes place in the lightweight division. Olivier Aubin-Mercier versus Diego Ferreira. 156. And his opponent, Olivier Aubin-Mercier. 155. Diego Ferreira and Olivier Aubin-Mercier. The next fight takes place in the welterweight division. Tarek Safedine versus Jake Ellenberger. 170 for the Juggernaut. And his opponent, Tarek Safedine. 169 3/4 for Mr. Safedine. Jake Ellenberger and Tarek Safedine, ladies and gentlemen. Next, we move to the main card live on Fox. We kick things off in the welterweight division. Sage Northcutt versus Ryan Barberena. 170. And his opponent, Sage Northcutt. 170 for Mr. Northcutt. Sage Northcutt and Brian Barberena, ladies and gentlemen, kicking things off on Fox. Next, we move to the bantamweight division. Yuri Alcantara versus Jimmy Rivera. First up on the scale, Jimmy Rivera. $135. And his opponent, Yuri Alcantara. $135.25 for Mr. Alcantara. Jimmy Rivera and Yuri Alcantara, ladies and gentlemen. The next fight takes place in the heavyweight division. Josh Barnett versus Ben Rothwell. First up on the scale, Big Ben Rothwell. $265 for Big Ben. And his opponent, the former UFC heavyweight champion of the world, Josh Barnett. $241 for Mr. Barnett. Outstanding heavyweight fight, ladies and gentlemen. Big Ben Rothwell and Josh Barnett. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Introducing the former winner of the Ultimate Fighter, Ryan Bader. $205 for Mr. Bader. And his opponent, Anthony Rumble Johnson. $205.25 for Rumble. The main event, ladies and gentlemen, outstanding light heavyweight action. Ryan Bader and